Hello and welcome. My name is Sheep Thief, and today I'll be coming at you with some Dominions 5 Warriors of the Faith gameplay. Today I'll be playing Hinnom. It is early summer in the third year of the Ascension Wars. The war with Ermor continues to conclude. At this point, he no longer has full control of any provinces. We have one battle. Well, okay, we have one battle that we were involved in, where our Melkart destroyed a large quantity of PD. He casted Blessing, Earth Power, Iron Skin, Legions of Steel, Earth Meld, which is kind of unnecessary, which gives him a total of 30 protection. And he begins to kill them. We can speed it up. Basically deleting a square at a time. The Vine Shield keeping him safe. And the fear begins to take effect. Maybe not. There it goes. And the Amorian troops rout. The next battle that we have is a battle where we found a scout from Femoria. I'm not even going to bother showing that. He was in our blood hunting province. And then the other battle is we are not involved in. It's a battle between Femoria and Agartha. And it's kind of interesting. There's a small force here, but Femoria casts full-size air elementals that come to the back. And I would think they'd get destroyed. Don't these have magic weapons? No, bronze glaives are not magic. And as you can see, these little tornadoes are, if I can click them, they are ethereal and have trample, flying, lightning swarm. They're good. So unless you have magic weapons, it's hard to kill them. So he spends 4 gems to get this province back. We'll see which province it was. It's right here. Yeah. So what else do we have here? We have the fortress that we are sieging is moderately damaged. I assume next turn it will fall as this stack of high strength units arrives. We have this now locked down. We can't. I'm a little wondering what to do with this, but I'm just going to keep it locked down until we get a force on top of it. Ermor has staled the last 2 turns, so I think he has given up. And so now we're just cleaning up his last 2 provinces. With the Melkart that's been here, I'm moving him over to try to take these dire wolves. We'll see if Ulm takes it next turn. Hopefully not. I believe that Marverni and Ulm are at war, so I think they're currently occupied. Now, so what remains as we clean this up is mainly logistical and administrative decisions. For the most part, we're trying to get our blood economy going. We got Um, 13 blood slaves from New Spring this turn, right here. Unrest is still 0, but the population is dropping, so we may have to move out of there soon. This is our next blood hunting place. We're building a lab there this turn. This guy's going to tentatively blood hunt, even though the unrest is kind of high. And we've got one werewolf there already, summoning allies. Another one will arrive next turn. And we're casting a third one with our pretender in this province. I think the modus operandi is going to be have 3 werewolves in the blood hunting province and have them summon wolves till there's a sizable amount of them, and then move them to the new blood hunting province. Once this is set up, we're setting up here. We already have 1 Kohen en route. This province has 7.4k people in it. It's kind of a perfect blood hunting province. It gives us 50 income per turn. It's just not, it's on a border. It's not going to be friendly dominion. It's just not a top priority province, so we're going to blood hunt it. And I think we're going to get 3 more there and then call it on making Cohens. We have 1 en route, and actually we have where are you going? Okay, so we've got our 3rd Cohen going there, which means this Cohen I think is the one that's coming here. So we need to get 2 more. We're a little out of money this turn, but that's okay. We're summoning a ball. We had to kind of make some efficiencies with the longbow recruitment, but we've got a ball coming. And yeah, but I think in the next few turns we'll get 2 more Cohens down here, and then we'll have 9 Cohens blood hunting in 3 provinces, with 3 werewolves pumping out wolves for them. Our research, well, okay, where do we go from here? Yeah, we have unrest issues. I think the werewolves are going to help a lot with that. We've also got 135 unrest in Ermor, and we're sending 2 undead commanders, one with this batch of skeletons and one with this batch of Mazakim imps, which have good patrol strength, 2 patrol strength each. We're suspending Mazakim production. We might bring it back up if we're having a lot of troubles with unrest, but hopefully the werewolves can handle it. We're sending a mundane commander over to use the werewolves. And yeah, that's our current plan for reducing unrest. Hopefully we can, if we need to bring these skeletons or the imps, hopefully not both, but one or the other, over to this province to patrol down unrest. It's already at 27. We don't want this to get too high. In fact, no, we'll tentatively do that. Yeah, but hopefully we can patrol down this unrest pretty easily. Everything's got 11 PD, so we're getting like some unrest reduction. But yeah, we found a bunch of sites this turn, as you can see. In Ascus we found. Okay, we'll start from the beginning. Found this is a fire one. This This guy found a lot. 1 earth, 1 nature, 1 death, 1 nature, 1 astral. This is a good good run. We've got these 2 moving together, site searching. We're just gonna keep moving them around. We're starting to get really good income. 13 nature income, 6 death income, which is allowing us to double reanimation in the King's Tomb Desert. We're up to 7 astral pearls per month, which we might. That's one of the magic types we have not really site searched that much with, so we might get some astral mages out site searching once we have some research to spare. But yeah, 7 isn't bad. 12 earth gems a month, and I'm really trying to figure out what to do. I'm pumping out dwarven hammers so that everyone's using a dwarven hammer. But I'm kind of thinking about what to do next with that. We have Earth 4 at the moment. We could empower it into Earth 5 and maybe even go for Earthblood Deepwell, which would just give us infinite Earth gems. What we would do with them, I'm not quite sure. We'll see. Water income isn't bad either. I mean, it's not great, but I don't really have much of a use for it for now. We'll get into that. Air income is still pretty low, and we need to get a air searcher out at some point. Matter of fact, we could do that right now. Let's get this dwarven hammer back in there. This can go here. A researcher without it can take it. Are there any gem or item forgers that don't have a dwarven hammer? I don't think so. We're really just pressing in on research. And you will come down here and start searching. Actually, this hasn't been air searched yet, so we'll start right there. Now, yeah, so what else? Yeah, magic sites. Going pretty well. Air income needs to improve, but we are breaking out owl quills. We're breaking even with, or actually a little better than even with this dwarven hammer on, this guy's pumping out owl quills, so. And then fire income is also pretty good. And I think we're going to get back into our plan of pumping out fire drakes, because we have a lot of fire resistance in our front line, and so if we have fire drakes behind them, they can spray fire through our ranks into the enemy. And you know, I think, what's our research at? 430 now. We're bringing it down to 400 if we start pumping out fire drakes. But I think it's the sooner we do it, the better. So let's just do that. 23. What we're really missing are. Wait a second. It'd be better to do it with this guy. Okay. You take back your owl quill. You give away. Okay, cast ritual spell. Oh, do we not have it yet? Where are the fire drakes? Oh, okay. Well, that solves that. And we also need fire too. You know what? It's one. We'd get that in one turn. And we're gonna do it. We're gonna do Conjuration 4. Actually, it wouldn't quite be one turn. I think the Fire Drake strat is really good, and so we're gonna start pumping those out. And also, just look at all these fire gems. We need to do something with them. whatever. Yeah, so we're gonna get construction 4. What else do we get in construction 4? I think that's a good idea. We're delaying things by 1 turn, but look at all this. We could get wyverns, griffins. Wyverns are good against like elites, like thugs. Uh, we could do a number of things. And also we're gonna need conjuration 5, and so we might as well just get this out of the way. We can do summon Lamashtas. We can do Strength of Gaia. Could definitely do Strength of Gaia. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. So, moving on. Yeah, that's basically our research. Oh yeah, and then Blood Slave +3 at least per turn, and then hopefully I think we're averaging so far. Well, it was 13 and 15, so we're averaging like 14. I'm gonna say conservatively we're gonna get between 10 and 15 blood slaves a month from each of these provinces, which puts us at 45 blood slaves a month, which brings us into what we're gonna do with that. I'm not quite sure how much Blood Magic 7 is gonna be. I'm thinking it's like 1400, which means it will take us, although actually it's probably more than that. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it's probably way more than that. Could be 1800, it could be 2k. I'm not really sure. It's gonna take us a while, so there's no reason to really be stacking these up until we actually get to Blood 7. And the reason, if you haven't been watching, what we're aiming for are these the Vampire Lords, which are very good at getting blood slaves. But 45 per turn will sort of do for now. What we want, I think, is now I'm gonna switch screens. Okay, so next turn we will have blood 6, and what we're gonna do with that is we have a few choices. We can either do Ice Devils, and basically some of them I want and some of them I don't want. There are 6 different Ice Devils, which means the one I really want is Boone, who is Water 3, Death 3, because that would get us a strong Death Mage that we can start to like work with that for climbing Death, and they're not super expensive. They are, I'll tell you, they're low research, and it's only 88 slaves, which we could do in a few turns. But yeah, again, the problem is some of them I do not want. So Boone is one I want. I would take the one that summons Frost Fiends. This one. So 2. So 2 out of 6. That's 1/3. So 33% I'm okay with. I would take the Astral one, just because we sort of need Astral mages, and having Astral is always good if we can like get a communion going or something. I don't know. I would take this one. I would be okay with, because he has Berserker and a Hell Sword, and so he could be like a. He only has water too, though, so I don't know. He'd be like Quicken Self, and maybe we could put equipment on him and give him something even better. I'm not really sure, but this could be a super combatant with the right equipment, or at least a really strong thug. This is the one that I do not really care about. It's like a general, that I don't really need. It's basically just a general. So we're at 2 that I would definitely take, 2 that I am okay with, and then 1 that I actively don't want, that I would feel like it's a waste of blood slaves to have done it, and then this one is a very he has a lot of attacks that do a lot of damage. I would call him sort of an anti-thug. We could even maybe put like a shade mail Hobbergen on him and a black heart or whatever and make him an assassin. Um, but he's blood 3. He's a water 3. A lot of attacks. Not the end of the world. So really, actually, it's a 1 out of 6, which is about 17% chance of me being like, wow, what a waste of 88 blood slaves. A 33% chance of me being like, alright, that was a good use of blood slaves. And that leaves 1, 2, 3, a 50% chance of meh. And so I think that's worth the chance. I think it's worth doing that. And we can do that with my pretender next turn. So that's one thing, that I think we might do once we get to 88 blood slaves. The other thing that I think will be better is so we can. I've been all over all these now, so I'll close them. The other thing is that is Ritual of the 5 Gates, which for 40 blood slaves you get a Storm Demon, Demon Knight, Fiend of Darkness, Frost Fiend, and a Devil. So a Demon Knight just by itself is 25 blood slaves, as you can see here. Demon Knight, or no, it's 15. So yeah, if you divide 40 by 5, each of these is about 7 blood slaves. A Devil is already 7 blood slaves, so there's not really a discount on that. A Fiend of Darkness is cheaper than that, I believe. Let me check. Bind Fiend of Darkness 5, so that's an increase. A Frost Fiend is 8, so a bit of a discount. Oh wait, I should say, like, it does. If you divide 40 by 5, you get 8, but it's 39, so it's a little bit better than 8. So there's like point something blood slaves discount on a Frost Fiend. And then a Storm Demon is 10. So you're getting a slight discount on these things, but more importantly, it is only taking 1 commander turn. So I think it's pretty good, especially because I think we could use a lot of them. So the Devils and the Fiends of Darkness can be in the same squad and act in the same way, where they're attacking rear with like a lot of hit points and strength and attack skill and poisoning people and just being. That's not nice having. And basically we're getting 2 of those in the squad per turn with this spell, so not bad. These don't really fit in. First of all, their elements. We've got hot and cold here, so they don't really mix. But Frost Blast I think is okay. The thing is, it's just not really. There's not a lot of synergy there, but maybe there'd be synergy if we had an Ice Devil. And if we get the Ice Devil that summons Frost Fiends, then we'll be getting 2 of them per turn, which will add up. And we could have like a Cold Dominion Elite Special Force or something. Storm Demons are really good. They basically give you a free Lightning Strike. And they can sit in your back line and just do a lot of damage. And then the main discount here is the Demon Knight, which is extremely good. It's got fear. It has resist fire, so it'll fit in with our fire drake thing. It's got a ton of strength, attack skill, which we can buff up. All of these will be buffed up with bloodlust, which we can cast very easily, which gives them a lot of extra strength, which will make these even scarier. And then we also have legions of steel, which will not be helpful except on the demon knights, which already have 22 protection. Each of these getting +3 protection on each of these will get them up to like 31 protection, which is disgusting. If we have a lot of these, that will be very hard to kill for a lot of people. And they don't have many weaknesses. Like they don't have cold weakness like the devils. They aren't. They have good protection, good defense. Not a lot of answers to this aside from just raw strength, or the anti-demon spells, which I don't know that much about. And so yeah, um, this is the main discount, and it's just a good way to get an extra demon knight. Uh, if we were getting like 80 blood slaves per turn, casting 2 of these per turn only takes up 2 commander slots. We're getting 10 units. I think it's good. I think it's good. There might be people who think it's not good. What's not good is how like broad it is. Like 100%, if I could just get 5 demon knights for 40 slaves, of course that would be amazing. But it's like we're getting one arguably not useful thing, so we're kind of wasting 7. Uh, and then one thing that's not as good as another thing, but I'm not. This is fine. These are fine. These will work well together and accomplish the same task. Um, and then one really useful thing. So really, there's just a 7 to 8 blood slave waste here with this. But I can think of ways that we could use this, and I don't really. I might kind of experiment with the frost blast. I don't really know what that looks like. Um, but they get 6 frost blasts. I could see how that could be useful. I mean, why not? I'll take it. It's not the end of the world. Also, they're like flying attack rear with good defense, and if we buff them, we can. They'll probably be pretty good. So whatever. Not the end of the world. I think I'm gonna do it. Now the problem with that is that it costs blood 5. So, um, we actually don't have a blood 5 um, thing. And climbing to blood 5 is sort of hard when you don't already have it, because don't have construction 6 yet, which might be a reason to get it. If blood 7 for Vampire Lords takes too long, we might fit construction 6 in there, because it would be a big boost to our Melkarts, to a bunch of things. It's really just if things are going smoothly and we could just boom, we'll go to blood 7. Because getting our blood economy going is one of the top priorities. All of this can be fixed with more blood slaves. But if we have to, we might have to fit or construction 6 in there. But the issue remains that we don't have a blood 5 caster right now, so we can't cast these boosters yet. The Armor of Souls or the Brazen Vessel, which means we can either empower, which will be about 75 blood slaves, or do Armor of Twisting Thorns, which we can already do, and would be pretty good on our Pretender. The thing is, you can't take it off. So we've been over this in another episode, but it'd bring us up to. I have a Thistle Mace here, so he's naturally Nature 3. So it'd bring us up to Nature 4 and Blood 5, which opens up a lot of stuff, but it closes out our Torso slot. And we've been over this before. It really just closes me out of the Robe of the Sea. And then there's some like really high level things like the Pebble Skin Suit, but that's it. And then Flesh Ward, which I assume is cursed as well. But that's level 8. Like, we're not getting there anytime soon. And then also Robe of the Magi, which we can't cast unless we have Air 5, which we're going to need to empower for. So yeah, I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to curse our pretender to having this horrible armor. This horrible, here I'll show it to you. The armor of Twisting Thorns right here. It's cheap too. 15 blood slaves and 10 gems, not bad. I think we'll do it, and if it's a disaster and we need to get it off, we could, in theory, sacrifice our god, like throw him in a river or something, throw him in an ocean province or something, and then summon God back or call God him back if it's really a total catastrophe and we need his torso slot. But I think we're gonna do it. Other than that, yeah. So we recruited yet another Astral Melkart. There's a serious lack of Fire Melkarts, which I am not happy about because it would be pretty good to have one against to be able to burn all these like human units that don't have great magic protection, like Olm. That don't, I think, have great fire protection. Like against elves, it's good. I really wish I had a Fire Melkart. But this turn, like I said, we're bringing out a ball. I can't remember why I brought that up. I don't know. I guess we're just moving on. Oh yeah, it's because I wrote it down. There's a lack of Fire Melkarts. Climbing Death, I think, is the next path we're gonna climb. We could also do Earth. We could empower this guy in Earth or something. At which point I'd want to move him out of this province in case I get that event where Melkart eats a ball, which would make me very angry. I think we can. Can we give you a Owlquill? No, we can't. All right. Other than that, I would say that's pretty much it. Yeah, Climbing Death. We'll see. There's another reason that Ice Devil or the Ice Archfiend or whatever. If we get the Death one, I'll be pretty happy because it'd be nice. Like basically every turn that my pretender is doing something not useful is bad, and already we're like 3 turns into casting werewolves everywhere. But I think that's super useful, so we're doing it. But like even if he's just researching, he has 77 research. So like, I mean, yeah, I don't want to waste time on him doing death stuff that another commander could be doing. So that's pretty much all. Let me check the time. I'm pretty sure I've gone like way over 30 minutes. Oh, about 33 minutes. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're still building up this Longbowman force. I think it'll be good, but our upkeep, as you can see, is not great. Next turn should be a little better because we're not recruiting like a ball and a wizard and a bunch of stuff. But yeah, we are running low. We need to save up 500 for this province. We did spend 500 for a lab, which isn't. We won't have to do that every turn. So whatever. It's getting that we're getting there. It is starting to get pretty late in the game, but we will. I think we're starting to look like we're in a good position. The only other question was whether or not to move this Melkart into Helheim, but this looks so much like Niflheim's going for this castle that I'm just not. I don't want to lose this Melkart. This is a good Melkart. He's got like extra protection, but they're not quite at the point where they can go up against a bunch of Nifl giants that will hit him very hard. Yeah. So anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching, and this has been sort of a like uneventful turn, just a lot of organization stuff, but I think we're setting ourselves up for having some crazy armies, some crazy spells, some crazy super combatants, just some crazy late game stuff, which I think we're going to need because the thrones are so spread out and you need 8 of them. Um, and I think there are about to be some brutal wars. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.